some 40,000 years ago. This edition of Health in a Heartbeat is brought to you by University of Florida Health and by WUFT-FM. For more information or to subscribe to our weekly e-newsletter, please visit our website, heartbeatradio.org.
Tune in for Philosophy Talk, the program that questions everything.
Except your intelligence.
Coming up, Minds and Matter.
You know, minds are nothing but matter.
Sure, but what matter? You mean the brain, right?
No, an octopus's mind is distributed throughout its whole body.
Oh, I wonder what it's like to think like an octopus.
Minds and Matter, next time on Philosophy Talk.
I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden.
Listen to Philosophy Talk today at noon on KSJE 90.9 FM, Farmington. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, here to meet your urgent and emergent medical needs, whether they are COVID-19 related or not. Medical emergencies happen when you least expect them, whether it's a stroke, heart attack, illness, or injury. San Juan Regional Medical Center's caregivers are here to provide care to you and your loved ones. Find out more online at sanjuanregional.com. Ten minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Tuesday morning, December 15th. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin. Thank you for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the air here in San Juan County, New Mexico. 103.3 FM over the air in Durango, Colorado, and streaming everywhere on earth from our website, KSJE.com. Also, welcome to our viewers who are watching this visual radio program. We are streaming the video live to the KSJE Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and our Twitter account. So however you made your way to us this morning, we are glad that you are with us. Coming up in the next few moments this morning, part 2 of my public speaking honors students from San Juan College. They are completing the semester. We are wrapping it up this week, and some more of my honor students will be presenting their honors speeches for us this morning here on the radio. We're glad that they are with us and glad that you are here to hear what they have to say this morning. So stay tuned. We're going to get started on that in just a few more moments right here on KSJE. Then later on this hour at 8:50 a.m., we'll be checking in with Amber Francisco over at the Farmington Regional Animal Shelter. She'll be telling us about some of the pets available for adoption this week, including Tori, the dog you see on the screen right now. You can hear that and see that coming up this hour at 8:50 a.m. on KSJE. Next hour, Mick Hess will take us roving with the arts. It is our weekday classical music program at 9:06. Today, Mick is playing more Bach cantatas. He has been covering all of the Bach cantatas. He's been playing a lot of them on Tuesdays. In fact, we're up to cantata number 192 and 193 today on the program. You'll hear them at 9:06 on KSJE. Of course, we invite you to connect with us on all of our social media platforms. In addition to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, you can check out KSJE on Instagram as well. Here's a weather forecast. Mostly sunny skies by this afternoon. Some clouds this morning. Breezy conditions with a high today of 34 degrees. Tonight's low, clear skies and down to 10 degrees. Outside right now it is 22 degrees in Farmington. Mostly sunny skies on Wednesday tomorrow with a high of 35 and a low of 13. Partly sunny skies on Thursday with a high of 39. And partly sunny on Friday with a high of 37. And maybe some more sunshine on Saturday and Sunday this weekend with highs in the mid-30s. Well, let me turn to my guests who are standing by, and they are so ready to be done with this semester. I think it shows in all of their faces this morning, but it has been a challenging semester, and I'm proud of each and every one of them. My honors students from San Juan College who are joining us this morning to present their honors speeches, and we're going to start with B this morning. And B, let's get you ready to go, and if you're all set, we'll get you to start maybe sharing your screen if you've got some visual aids to show us, and we will get started. Good morning.
Morning, everybody. I'll get started here by sharing my screen.
All right. We can see that. We can see you, and so it wants to show your Your side, not our side. There you go. All right. Whenever you're ready.
Good morning, everybody. My name is B. Fetro. Have you ever felt a struggle of completing or gathering your tax paperwork for the year? Have you ever worried you might get yourself into an audit by the IRS? Then this should help you with some of that. I'm here today to inform you a little bit about tax preparation and the things you should look for. There are a lot of things to understand when it comes to this. The items we'll go over today are gathering tax forms and other important information and some ways to avoid an audit. First we'll talk a little bit about myself. I've been working for a local company, Gwen Alston CPA LLC, for the past year, inputting data for tax returns. During this time, I started understanding most of the things that I missed on my own taxes each year. During this time, I also understood that there's a lot of things that you have to learn each year, the regulations that change every year that the public would not know unless they took the time to research the information for that year. This is why the information in this speech is very important to give to the public. This leads me to start talking about gathering forms. So first thing to think about are the dates the IRS deems that the forms have to be sent. This information is for you to understand when your forms should be sent to you. W-2s, 1099s for non-employee compensation, royalties, rents, and other income have to be postmarked by January 31st or the next business day. Brokers have 1099s have until March 15th. These are forms for companies like your Morgan Stanleys, Edward Jones, and then K1s for partnerships and S-corps. They'll have until March 15th and can extend until September 15th. Now, there are a lot of forms sent out every year. Some are for tax purpose and other forms are for your information only. This is where it gets kind of tricky. So you really need to look for the letters that have stated important tax return documents enclosed. This is mandatory by the federal government that the papers that have been sent out to you that are important for your tax return have this on the envelope. There are a lot of things that go through with gathering information for all your tax return. So that'll put me into talking a little bit about other information that's useful for your tax return. So there are forms of information that you can use for your tax return that you'll need to keep track of during the year. That include things like medical and dental expenses, real estate taxes, tuition, and charitable donations made during the year. Whenever a person is trying to itemize their tax return, they need to know how much money the government says they have to spend to meet this criteria. So we talk about the standardized tax deductions for 2020. Single is $12,400 this year. Head of household, $18,650. Married filing joint, $24,800. Married filing separately, $12,400. And qualified widowers, $24,480. All of this information can be found at the irs.gov. Again, you need to make sure your itemized deductions exceeds your standardized deduction rate. If not, you'll only be able to claim the standardized rate for this year. So let's talk a little bit about audits. I don't know how you feel, but I would never want to be in an audit by the IRS. So make sure, no matter if you use an accountant or you do it yourself tax prep software, make sure your information along with the software is up to date. Tax forms, deductions along with law changes every year, and it is very important that you stay up with them if you're doing your own tax return. You can access a lot of these sources like looking up the current tax information on irs.gov or calling a local accountant. So I want to recap a little bit about what we went through. So we talked about preparing your tax paperwork for the year along with deadlines for the forms that should be sent to you. We talked about itemized versus standardized deductions. And finally, a little bit about how you can help from getting yourself into an audit for the IRS. There is a lot involved when getting ready for a tax return. So please step back, take a breath, it'll be all right, and know that there are ways to get information you need to complete your returns. All the sources that I've received from this speech is from irs.gov or a local accounting firm, Gwen Alston CPA. I want to thank you guys all for your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very informative. Got to start thinking about tax season, which will be here before we know it. So there you go. Perfect. Thank you very much, B. Appreciate it. All right. Let's go on to our next honor student here. This is the end of the fall semester here at San Juan College. These students have been in my public speaking class remotely by Zoom all semester long, and so this is part of their honors requirements to present their speeches to us on the radio this morning. Cassandra, we're going to go to you next, so if you want to start getting ready, and we can start to hear from you if you're ready to go.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Cassandra. If you're anything like me, the last 9 months have left you at home with little to no interaction with the outside world. I felt more lethargic, my body aches, especially my lower back and my neck, and I'm constantly tired. To make matters worse, when I do get to bed, I have difficulty sleeping and staying asleep. To help ease the pain, boost my energy, and help me sleep better, I started stretching and doing yoga. I was introduced to yoga after I was in a bad car accident my senior year of high school. I was required to go through physical therapy to help ease the pain. My physical therapist suggested I start doing yoga at home to speed up the healing process. Since then, I've practiced yoga to help with various aches and pains as well as to relax. Today, I will talk to you about how yoga can benefit your body, your mind, and your spirit. Yoga is an outstanding whole body exercise. Hot yoga and vinyasa or flow styles tend to get your heart pumping. Hatha yoga, which is a combination of many yoga styles, is one of the most popular styles. It's a more physical type of yoga rather than a still meditative form. Hatha yoga focuses on pranayamas, which are breath-controlled exercises. These are followed by a series of asanas, yoga postures, which end with savasana, a resting period. The American Osteopathic Association highly encourages yoga to help ease chronic pain like arthritis and carpal tunnel, as well as increase muscle strength and tone, reduce weight, increase flexibility, and provide cardiovascular and circulatory health. Yoga positions, like these shown by inflexible yogis on Instagram, help in various ways. This particular yoga routine helps reduce lower back and neck pain due to slouching. It can be altered if you aren't as flexible, and the more these routines are practiced, the more flexible you become. Each pose can be held from 30 seconds to 1 minute or longer if you are comfortable with it, before slowly transitioning into the next pose. Mentally, poses like this help relieve headaches, stress, and anxiety, as well as improve sleep. Better styles for sleep are Hatha yoga, which focuses on body position, and Nidra yoga, which focuses on breathing and more restorative poses, such as lying and sitting postures. According to Harvard Medical School, yoga improves stress, anxiety, and even body image. Their surveys found that those who practice yoga were more aware of their bodies than people who didn't practice yoga. Those people were also more satisfied with and less critical of their bodies. For these reasons, yoga has become an integral part of the treatment of eating disorders and programs that promote positive body image and self-esteem. Johns Hopkins Medicine found that undiagnosed insomnia puts older adults at risk of accidents, falls, and a lower quality of life. In their study, researchers looked at the effectiveness of yoga in treating insomnia in adults. For 12 weeks, men and women in the study participated in twice-weekly yoga classes and additional daily sessions at home. The yoga group reported significant improvements in overall sleep quality, sleep duration, and sleep efficiency. Wildfire yoga encourages yoga positions such as the lying butterfly pose, the legs up the wall pose, and corpse pose as the best poses to improve sleep, relaxation, serenity, and tranquility. Yoga has been proven to reduce negative feelings of stress, anxiety, trouble concentrating, and depression. With improved physical and mental health, reduced negativity, and increased positivity, this leads to an improved outlook on life. Spiritually, yoga encourages a connection of self-acceptance and being present. Thrive Global states that yoga emphasizes the importance of meditation. With increased mental focus and clarity comes inner peace, love, and compassion, not only for yourself, but for others as well. While practicing your poses, you should push negative thoughts away and encourage positive ones. This teaches self-discipline and control. Using a mantra is also helpful. A keyword or phrase is focused on during each session. You repeat it aloud or in your mind, which helps to permeate it into the subconscious to make success in that area happen more easily. Practicing yoga allows for us to become more in tune with our inner self. According to bestinyoga.com, yoga physically, mentally, and spiritually empowers you to take control of your life with a sense of trust that we can't always see the big picture. It asks us to be present and strong while also being fluid and able to roll with the ebbs and flow of life around us. In conclusion, yoga is beneficial physically by increasing flexibility, muscle strength and tone, as well as reducing weight and reducing pain caused by arthritis and carpal tunnel. It improves mental health by reducing symptoms of depression, anxiety, and stress, which manifest as headaches, insomnia, neck and back pain. And it helps our spirit gain acceptance, love, inner peace, and compassion. If you're feeling depressed, out of shape, tired, stressed, or any other negative feeling, yoga is the whole body exercise that anybody can benefit from with no downsides. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Cassandra. Appreciate it very much. I feel more relaxed already this morning, so that should be a good thing. But I'm afraid the only pose I think I could do is the one you showed us called the corpse pose. That's the only
Again,
one.
all of them can be adapted, so they're for beginners all the way up to advanced.
Very good. I think I would tip over on some of those, but I hear what you're saying. So thank you very, very much. Next, let's go to Alexis, who is ready to give her honors speech this morning. Alexis, we'll let you get started here. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, let me get my screen up.
That's fine. And we will go to you as soon as you're ready.
Okay.
All righty. Start when you're ready. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. For everyone out there who's drinking any form of caffeine right now, or knows somebody who is always drinking caffeine to keep them up and going, I know I personally can relate. I love to have my coffee in the mornings. But today I'm going to be informing everybody about how caffeine affects the human body. Starting with how it affects the brain, then we're going to go on to how it can be beneficial to pre and post workouts, and finally, how it can raise blood sugar levels. To start off, I will be telling you about how caffeine affects the brain. When you intake caffeine, it is acting as a nervous system stimulator, which indicates alertness. So you'll feel more awake and alert. According to healthline.com, caffeine is the most common treatment to manage drowsiness, headaches, and migraines. With all that being said, unfortunately, caffeine can have negative effects on the brain as well. When you get your body so used to having caffeine all the time, you will eventually start to get caffeine withdrawals. This will make one very irritable, and with the intake of too much caffeine, it can overstimulate the brain. This will cause one to have confusion. Caffeine can help with headaches, but it can also cause them. It can occur with too much intake or as a sign of caffeine withdrawals. Caffeine can also give you the jitters. For example, if you have any anxiety disorder or a sleep disorder, caffeine can make it worse. So here we have a image of how caffeine affects the body, but we're mainly focusing on the brain. So we have alertness in the brain, confusion, headaches, and irritability. Next, we have how caffeine, however, is good for pre-workout and for post-exercise recovery. Glycogen in the muscles are the primary fuel source. During exercises such as weightlifting, intense cardio, or even sports that engage muscle within the body, once the body's surplus of glucose is consumed, there is a recovery period in which the muscles need to create more. Glycogen is replenished faster when carbohydrates and caffeine are consumed. According to ScienceDaily.com, people taking in caffeine and carbohydrates after working out have about 66% more glycogen in their muscles. Studies show that caffeine has a definitive connection with the brain and spinal cord components that involve the pain process. Caffeine can help minimize the overall soreness post-exercise. Caffeine can also, and here we have benefits from drinking caffeine before a workout. So it provides a metabolic boost, and it improves circulation. It can reduce pain. It can improve your endurance. It can preserve muscles. It can improve memory, and it can also make your workouts more enjoyable overall. Caffeine can also increase your blood sugar levels. You will have higher blood sugar levels because it may lower your insulin sensitivity. That means your cells don't react to the hormone as much as they once did. They don't absorb as much sugar from your blood after you eat or drink. This causes your body to make more insulin, so you have higher levels. Those who intake caffeine on a regular basis are known to have a blood sugar about 8% higher than those who do not intake caffeine. Having too much sugar in the body can cause hyperglycemia. This can damage the blood vessels that supply blood to vital organs. It can increase heart disease and stroke, kidney disease, vision problems, and nerve problems. People with diabetes especially have to watch out for this because it's harder for them to keep their blood sugar levels down. So here I have an image showing brain scans before caffeine and brain scans after caffeine. And the blood flow is reduced by 40% and blood pressure shot up. So to conclude, the safest and healthiest amount of caffeine to intake a day is around 400 milligrams. It can help make you feel better, but it can help make you feel better, and it can help make you feel more awake and alert during the day. So it does have some positive effects, but too much of it can potentially hurt the body rather than help it. And that's my speech for today. Thank you for listening.
All right. Thank you very much, Alexis. Appreciate it. Thank you. Now I'm ready for my coffee after your speech. So very good. This is the end of the fall semester here at San Juan College, and we are hearing some of my public speaking honors students who are presenting their honor speeches today. We heard from others yesterday. If you missed that, you can certainly hear them on go to KSJE's Facebook page or YouTube channel. They live on over there, which I'm sure these students this morning are thrilled that these videos are going to be available for folks to watch on those platforms as well. Let's go to Kana next to give her speech. Kana, when you're ready, let's get you set up and ready to present your speech this morning, okay?
Awesome, thank you. I'm going to start sharing my screen now.
All right. Share your screen. That'll be great. And here we go.
Just a moment. All right.
All right. I need you to speak real loud so we can see you on camera. Just
I apologize. Thank you.
that's all right. We still don't quite see you yet. We're still seeing Alexis. So talk a little bit louder for us.
Okay, how's this?
There you go. Yep. Perfect. Thank you.
Great, thank you. So today I would like to use this platform to talk openly on the personal and controversial topic of abortion. I respect that all individuals have their own opinions on this matter, including myself, but I'd like to put all that aside. I'm sorry. But I'd like to put all that aside to address abortion from an unbiased view, using non-swayed sources and insights. The matter at hand is definitely a sensitive one, and it can be a hard thing to face. Regardless, it is abundantly important to know the solid facts about abortion rather than citing sources that just so happen to appease your viewpoint. As I'm sure most of us know, an abortion is the deliberate termination of a pregnancy and the removal of an embryo and placenta from the womb. While I have never been put in the position to choose, I know of people who've been faced with this dilemma, and it can be a groundbreaking process. Taking the time to stay informed on the controversial topic of abortion is the vital component of having a solid, unbiased opinion on the matter. In order to gain a firm understanding, I would like to present the history, medical process, and modern implications of abortion. While abortion may seem like a purely modern process, Accounts of the procedure can be found as long ago as the 3rd millennium BCE. The great Greek philosopher Aristotle claimed that abortion was an appropriate procedure given that the pregnancy was in its first trimester. Egyptians engaged in this process by ultimately inducing a miscarriage using a plant fiber tampon covered in honey and dates, as told in the Ebers Papyrus, and as time progressed, the Egyptians went on to use herbs such as silphium and pennyroyal. As their people engaged in this medical procedure, it was also assumed to have been carried out by the Persians and Romans, considering the respective era. In its raw form, abortion was never explicitly mentioned in the Quran or Judeo-Christian Bible, but through several translations, authorities seem to morph anti-abortion ideals into the Bible we commonly use today, whereas the Babylonian Talmud subtly mentioned abortion in its writing by including that a woman may only remove something in the shape of a stone or that which could be described as a lump. Shockingly, the earliest legal ban on abortion was set in place as early as the 11th century BCE by the Assyrians. This civilization enacted a set of laws called the Code of Asura, which deemed abortions as punishable by death. Viewing this procedure from a historical standpoint is no doubt intimidating and important to take into account when attempting to understand the modern operation. Today, abortions can be sought out in 3 main ways, and the method is normally chosen depending on how far along the pregnancy is. First trimester procedures are commonly done using the vacuum aspiration method, second trimesters the dilation and evacuation method, and third trimesters the dilation and extraction method, which, without too much detail, all are just performed as their titles describe. The farther along the pregnancy is, the more preparation and work must be done to the individual beforehand. Most abortions done in the U.S. take place in the first 12 to 13 weeks of pregnancy and are performed for personal reasons no matter the length of pregnancy, but later done procedures are nearly always done in the case of health complications. Thanks to the medical advancements of today's age, abortion has become a process that has been modernized and made appropriate for the growing needs of humans, but there are still physical setbacks to the individual undergoing the procedure. As I said before, abortions can be performed for a variety of reasons, but no matter the situation, it is subjective to the individual. Of course, just like any other medical procedure, there are risks. These may include heavy bleeding, fever, digestive system discomfort, an ongoing unwanted pregnancy given the procedure fails, or an incomplete abortion which may result in an infection or the need for surgery. If a person pursues an abortion, there are still obstacles that may hold them back from having one done. For instance, if the person has been pregnant for too long, an IUD implant, a suspected ectopic pregnancy, or certain medical conditions or allergies, they can be ineligible for the procedure in this case. So when considering the operation of abortion and establishing a stance on the topic, taking the time to learn the history of the procedure and how it is done is vital. Knowing the history, process, and more modern implications of any given topic is the bare bones of understanding and igniting an unbiased perception of a controversial subject. All in all, abortion has been an adapted practice, and by taking the time to learn more about it throughout its history of imperfections all the way up to its current state, we have the ability to harbor conscious and unbiased opinions upon it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kana. Very interesting, and thank you all of our students this morning. Very interesting from all of you, which is one of the reasons why I love teaching this class, because I'm always learning things with these different topics from all of our students each and every semester. So thank you all very, very much. A big round of applause for all of our honors students who have presented their speeches this morning, and that will complete that part of the class for all of you. So I see thumbs up, which is great. So congratulations, everyone. And for our radio and visual radio audiences, thank you for joining us, everybody. We appreciate it very much, and I'll be back with much more in just a moment on KSJE this morning. The time is 8:37.